Mediator has decided 1 point Valiant Renegade. That is a very, very valid argument.
Bring me
some pizza rolls.
What you're really saying, Valiant, though,
may the force be with you. For me, to Papa.
Do you like authentic Star Wars conversations? Of course you do. And that's why you are here at Echo Base Network. We are, you are Echo Base Network. That's what we always say here. And we truly do mean it. We got a really good chill stream. And you are solo with Coach tonight. You are solo with me. I got some things that I have laid out that I want to talk about today. It's been a big day for Star Wars. It really has been. And we're going to discuss it. And I might even just open up the phone lines here after I get through everything that is on my mind that I want to convey to you guys. And I would love to know your thoughts and feelings about what it is that I'm going to be talking about. Yes, Star Wars has sent us a message. And that's exactly what we are going to be talking about. And if you don't know what the message is, if you haven't figured it out, if you've not been keeping up with Star Wars today, if you've not been keeping up with everything that is the interwebs today, if you've not been keeping up with everything that's hit the airwaves today, then basically, here's all that you need to know. And I'll be right back, and we're going to dive right into this.
What is thy bidding, my master?
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it.
We have a new enemy.
His name is
Grogu?
No. That is not food.
That's right. We're talking about Grogu. And there's a reason that we're talking about Grogu, because he is loud and clear the message that was sent today. What do I mean by that? I'm about to show you. We're going to get into it. And before I even do that, I got to build this up. We got to run through a couple things real quick, and then I will open up the phone lines and let you guys call in. I really want to know your take. I really do want to know your take. Before I get into all that, thank you for being here. It means a lot to us. Nick may or may not be coming in tonight. To be honest, I sincerely doubt it. I know that he is streaming over there with Doomcock as a normal guest, and I wanted to go ahead and start this. I've got an estate sale to be at 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm going to be going to bed as soon as we wrap tonight's show up. And I hope that you've been enjoying all of the streams that you've been getting lately. We told you that we're going to be doing this a lot more often, that we're going to be hitting you guys up, at least once during the week, and then we'll hit the live show on Saturday night. I will probably not be there this Saturday night, which is another reason I wanted to go ahead and do this show tonight. This is exactly the kind of thing that I would be talking about Saturday, but you get it right here, right now, today. So we are about to. I see that. Oh boy, is this another clickbait stream? Oh my gosh, no, it is definitely not a clickbait stream. And I do appreciate Cody Eichholtz saying here to like the stream, folks. Please, we've got 60 people here and only 20 likes. Please, 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 for the love of Echo Base Network, let's get those likes up. And I would definitely appreciate that very, very much. So, hey, Ted likes my thumbnail. Am I streaming versus my partner? I guess I am. I never really looked at it like that, but yeah, I guess that's exactly what I'm doing. Justin is lost, my man. When you are around me for too long, you tend to make every stream a clickbait stream. My man, Justin. Good to see you, bro. That's so funny. Oh gosh. Well, so let's go ahead and dive into this. And you guys are just going to have to, if you don't mind, just bear with me as I lay this all out for you guys, because I think I'm going to come at you with a little different perspective. I think that you guys are liking the more prepared coach. Did you like the video that me and Nick released earlier today, where we're talking about, in fact, how we're being lied to? And we did a lot of prep work for that video. Well, I have also done that same type of prep work right here to do this very stream with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Jon Favreau, the article, this drops tomorrow, by the way. If you are out and about, if you are able to, go hit up the news, your local newsstand tomorrow, and get the Empire magazine. There's going to be a 20-page expose on all things Mandalorian. There's going to be Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni all over those 20 pages, and we're about to find out things that we don't know. Like, tomorrow is going to be another big day for Star Wars, and you're going to see all kinds of different videos on it. I will not be able to do anything tomorrow, which is another reason why I'm doing this today. So just be aware of that. So what are we looking at here? And I see the super chats and the gifts coming in. I will hit all that after every little segment. So thank you guys for your patience, and I really appreciate your support. So there's really only one thing from this article that I want to mention. There's the magazine that's coming out tomorrow that, I'm going to get it. So if you don't get it, we'll at least present it to you, and all the juicy stuff we'll make sure that you are aware of. So let's see. I skipped over it. Of course I would do that. Hang on a second. I hate it when I do this with articles. Okay. So here is Favreau talking about Grogu and Mando and why they are already back together. And that's where we're starting tonight. Um, really important that we lay this groundwork. So in a major thank you guys. Y'all are active. In a major new interview alongside his Mandalorian co-creator Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau reflected on the choice to bring our hero and his young ward back together. And here's his words. We couldn't just hit a hard reset, Favreau tells Empire in the Mandalorian Season 3 issue. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds for people who may not have seen the Book of Boba Fett. Because you guys, everybody knows the Book of Boba Fett is where we find out where it happened that Grogu goes back to Mando. He's with Luke, then he goes back to Mando, and we're going to see more about that in just a minute. But I think the Book of Boba Fett offered time to pass. Okay? But I think the Book of Boba Fett offered time to pass. You saw what Mando was like without Baby Yoda. Jon Favreau just called him Baby Yoda. I just realized that. Anyways, but I think the Book of Boba Fett offered time to pass. You saw what Mando was like without Baby Yoda, and we saw what Grogu was like without the Mandalorian, and neither of them was doing too good. What? Somebody remind me. I didn't see the Mandalorian really. I mean, he went and visited Grogu and left him a shirt. Other than that, I think the Mandalorian was doing fine. Grogu, yeah, okay, all right, I'm down with that. But I think that is simplifying it a little too much, in my opinion. If you really want to get down to the nuts and bolts of this, so them coming back together was a really good plot point. Wrong. That allows us to jump back into season 3 while maintaining the central relationship. Now, that has so much more meaning than he's not just saying there that Mando and Grogu, that their relationship is the most important thing in their existence. He's not just saying that. He's calling it the central relationship of the Mando verse, the New Republic era, which is what all of this is about. The relationship between Mando and Grogu is the most important thing in The Mandalorian, in Ahsoka, in Skeleton Crew, you name it, it's the most important thing. It is the central relationship, okay? And before today, I don't know if I would have thought that. But now, looking at his words and looking at what Star Wars did today, makes me look at this exactly like I'm presenting to you now. And I don't even know, like, this in my mind, this is exactly what Jon Favreau is trying to tell us. But I don't know if he's cognizant of that. I think he is, but I don't know if he is for sure. I don't know if he is for sure. So today, we get a Mandalorian recap. Did you need a Mandalorian recap? Absolutely nothing wrong with it. We're all geared, we're all amped up, and we're ready for March the 1st. I am ready for the early mornings. I am ready for the live streams. I am ready for pop-ins. I'm ready to engage with you. I want to know what you think about the episode that drops. I want to know where the story goes. I want new live action Star Wars that I actually believe to be good to come on here and talk about with you guys. I want something to look forward to. I want the continuation of the story that I've been waiting on, like Debbie says right here, for 2 years. And now it's happening. Now we're so close. We're so close. And no, that's not true, Andrew 46-2. I needed a break. See, I would never be able to get this many words out if Nick was here because he would have interrupted me 75 times by now. So I appreciate these moments where I'm able to talk to the people, just me. I don't get this enough. So if he comes in, I'm popping him out, man. No, I hope he's having a good time over there at Doomcock. So, but back to what I was saying, I don't know if I would have believed what I believe now. And now it is time to actually show you to go through this. And here's the thing I want you to take notice of. And most of you are already going to know the answer. I'm not talking to you guys like you're dumb, okay? Like you already know the things mostly that I'm about to say. We're about to watch the recap that occurred today on Star Wars's main YouTube channel. They dropped a video that's literally called Recap The Mandalorian Disney Plus. And they're going to catch us up for March the 1st. So going all the way back to the beginning, what do you think they're going to show us in 2.5 minutes, folks? In 2.5 minutes. They got 2.5 minutes of video footage. What do you think we're about to see? Let's find out. Pay special attention to what you see. Every 3 or 4 scenes tops. Sometimes they're 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. But for every 4 scenes at least, and a lot of these scenes are like quick. Every 3, sometimes 4 scenes, you're going to see a particular thing. Here we go. And I am going to have to pause it briefly and talk over it for the copyright. Here we go.
This is the way.
Here we go. Season 1.
Ah, Mando! What's your highest bounty?
Get ready.
Is one job.
For the copyright. Grogu.
What is it?
It is a foundling.
Grogu.
By Creed, it is in your care.
Stop touching
Grogu.
things.
Talking about
You
Grogu.
must reunite it with its own kind. An order of sorcerers called
Grogu.
Jedi.
Grogu. Grogu.
You stay right here.
Grogu. You guessed it, folks. Grogu.
What the hell?
Grogu.
If I can
Grogu.
locate other Mandalorians, they can help guide me. Get the child! No!
Grogu.
Take-
Now, I just want to say, we're 58 seconds in, and there have been 13 Grogu appearances thus far. Let us continue. Records will be broken.
My hand.
I've been quested with returning this child to the Jedi.
Grogu.
I can lead you to one of their kind.
We need to talk.
I hope it's about him.
Grogu.
There aren't
I hope it's about him.
many Jedi left.
Grogu. Grogu.
You know this is no place for a child.
Grogu. Grogu.
Wherever I go, he goes.
Grogu.
If
Grogu.
Grogu reaches out through the Force, there's a chance.
Grogu. That's 23. Are you getting this, guys? Are you getting this?
That's a Jedi.
All I'm saying is Grogu. So I'm not complaining at all yet. So, but okay.
We sense his presence and come searching for him.
I will teach you to protect
Grogu.
yourself.
Grogu.
The galaxy is a dangerous place.
Are you looking for work?
Boba Fett. Tell him it's on the house.
I will give you a choice.
Grogu.
You may choose the way of the Jedi, or return
Grogu.
to your friend, the Mandalorian.
Look who it
Grogu.
I got a surprise for you.
Hey, what are you doing
29,
here?
30, 31,
Din Djarin,
32,
have you ever removed your helmet?
33. All right, so we're now getting to the helmet removal part.
Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
35.
How can I atone?
One may only be redeemed in the living waters beneath Mandalore.
All right, kid. You ready for an adventure?
Okay. 39. I dare say that we got more Grogu in that trailer than we got Mando. Do you agree or disagree? Like, it certainly feels like it. I counted 39 Grogu shots in the just over 2-minute trailer. The recap is literally all about Grogu, the entire thing. Now, I get it. We're not dumb. We're not stupid. We understand why Star Wars would do this, because hardcore Star Wars fans is going to be there and watch anyways. They are reaching back out to the normies. They're reaching back out to the casuals. They're reaching back out to the people who go buy Grogu pillows because he's cute, but they've only seen The Mandalorian one time. You know, you and I have probably seen it multiple times. How many times have you seen the Star Wars movies? That's not who they're reaching out to. So it's definitely central casting. It's definitely strategic. I understand. And the first episode of The Mandalorian is probably going to blow up. I mean, they just gave us a 2.5-minute Grogu trailer. And to be fair, if you guys remember, I remember back when season 1 began. And after the second or third episode, I remember thinking to myself, what's this story about? What is The Mandalorian about? Is it about this little kid that he's got? Is that what this is? Is this the lone wolf and cub? We didn't know it at the time. We were speculating that it was, but we didn't know for sure. And I just got to tell you guys, it's not that I hate Grogu. I don't hate Grogu. He's just not what pulls me in. No, that is not what I said. That is not what I said. No, but there are a lot of fans of just Grogu that are casuals. That is absolutely true. Kids that know who, or teenagers or young adults or old people, they know who Grogu is, but they're not really a big Star Wars fan. That's who they're pulling in. I swear, some people just look to be insulted. Like I don't know. If some people are the people that click on a video that want to just pick a fight, like, this is not the place. This is not the place. This is authentic Star Wars conversation that we're having with you. I agree with that, Brandon. I agree. This is Grogu oversaturation. And I honestly think it's a turnoff for a lot of people. Not everybody. I don't know. So if those are the exact words that I said, I just didn't articulate it well enough. You got hardcore Star Wars fans. This is not for you. This is for a casual fan of Star Wars. They've seen the movies once or twice in their entire lives. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying that every fan that is Grogu, of Grogu, is a casual Star Wars fan. I'm definitely not saying that. There's a lot of people that love Grogu that love Star Wars. We got them here. I am not one of those. I am just okay with Grogu. So again, the point is they're doing this to bring in, and that's who you market to. That's That's the world that we live in now. They've got our money. We're a Star Wars channel. They know we're watching. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. Let me run through some things real quick that you guys have sent in, and then I got a little bit more information, and then we've got a leaked scene that we're going to get to. All right, Debbie Young, gotta pull it up. Bear with me. Ted's Nerd World has gifted 1 Echo Base Network membership. Thank you very much, Ted. We appreciate it very much, my man. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Debbie Young with a $4.99 super chat. I can't call in because I sound like Nick with my voice tonight. Ugh. I guess I'm the only pro Grogu here. I don't think you are. But we definitely know that you are pro Grogu, and that's totally fine. Let's see. George Manassas has sent in a member chat. He says, thanks for the stream, Coach. You're welcome, George. Thank you for being here. And then he gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships. So thank you, George, for doing that. We really appreciate your support there. Ted's Nerd World with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Ted. I know Ted's ready for some Grogu. There ain't no doubt about that. Let's see here. Adam Bowman. Coach coming in late. What's going on? Thank you, Adam, for the $2 super chat. We're looking at the state of Star Wars and how they are dependent on Grogu. And a question that I want to ask everybody here. Do you think Star Wars in its current state would have a high degree of survivability if it were not for Grogu? And I'm not answering that question myself because I would really have to sit and think about that. In my opinion, the best thing that they've given us is The Mandalorian. But for so many people, The Mandalorian is the story of Grogu just as much as it is Mando. If it weren't for Grogu, where would we be? Where would Star Wars be as a franchise? I don't know. I don't know. So I definitely want to know what you guys think about that. Oaktown Girl has donated $5 through Super Chat. Thank you very much, Oaktown Girl. She says, I'm a normie who loves Grogu, and I'm afraid they'll kill that character with oversaturation. Final episode of Boba was a huge red flag for that. I agree. I agree. And look, this gets back to the whole speculation about it all. I think it's on multiple levels why they had to put them back together. Favreau talks about it, but he didn't really answer the question. Basically, he played to the characters being damaged and broken without each other. And then he called it the central relationship, that they restored the central relationship. And the funny thing about the video that we just watched, the 2.5-minute video that's called Recap The Mandalorian. A whole lot of that recap was the Luke scene with Grogu. They really wanted to stick that in there right in the middle and pound that home. So when viewers are watching it, just in case they didn't see the Book of Boba Fett, that's one way they're getting the word out. Because they're concerned about that. They're concerned that casuals did not watch the Book of Boba Fett. Favreau has talked about it. It will be in the Empire magazine that comes out tomorrow. Favreau has talked about that, and we just don't know how fans are going to react, and they are concerned. And he talks about it point blank. So more about that tomorrow. But thank you for sending that in, Oaktown Girl. We will see. Matcheween with a $5 super chat. Devil's Grogu advocate here, but I counted at least 52 shots of Bandu versus Grogu 39. Okay. that doesn't really surprise me. That doesn't really surprise me. So you're saying that of all the Mando shots, 75% of that was Grogu as well. 100 to 75, 52 to 39. You know, if you follow the math there. So I that's a whole lot of Grogu, guys. That is a whole lot of Grogu. I just don't know about that, and I you're not really playing devil's advocate there, buddy. But thank you for sending that in. Definitely, interesting to say the least. And I can't wait for you guys to call in a few moments and let me know what you think about it. Daryl the Derelict, if Star Wars was a Facebook person, its relationship status with the fans would be it's complicated. Yikes. Yikes. Because that's exactly what Din Djarin said. It's complicated. Which was kind of an interesting comment. I'm not going to lie, but thank you, Daryl, for sending that sending that in. Oh my goodness, guys. You are Echo Base Network. Let me see if I got a Grogu video since we're all over this. Doesn't look like I do, but I got this one ready. So the recap video didn't give us a lot of this information. So we'll just do it here. Here's some things just to remind you about Grogu before we go in to March the 1st. And then we're going to get into the the leaked scene that came out today on Reddit. I don't know if everybody here has seen that as well. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. Before I jump right into this, everybody, please hit that like button. We got 114 people here with only 58 likes. We need you to hit that like button, please, for Echo Base Network. Hit that like. Whether you are down with Grogu or not, hit the like button for our channel, and we greatly appreciate that, guys. Grogu was a Force-sensitive Mandalorian foundling. He belongs to the same species, obviously, as Grandmaster Yoda and Yaddle. Grogu was born around 41 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin, 41 years before the Battle of Yavin. Woo! So he's prequel era, no doubt about it. And we're going to find out more about that in Mando Season 3, I'm sure, based on the trailer. He was held at an encampment run by Nikto mercenaries during the New Republic era. While still an infant at the age of 50 years old, he was sought by an Imperial who hired a Mandalorian bounty hunter named Din Djarin to retrieve him. And that's where we get into Mando. Din chose not to leave Grogu with the Imperials and saved him from the Imperial Remnant facility. After attempting to hide with Grogu along the fringes of the galaxy, Djarin returned to Navarro to deal with the Imperials, chasing Grogu in hopes of keeping him safe. In the process, Grogu became a Mandalorian foundling. He is the single other member of Djarin's newly created clan. Born in approximately 41 BBY, during the era of the Galactic Republic, Grogu was raised in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. He was trained by several masters until the Jedi Order fell at the end of the Clone Wars. Grogu survived the siege of the Jedi Temple, and I am excited about finding out more about that. There's never been such thing as a bad Order 66 scene. Never seen it. We're going to find out Ben Kenobi saved him. During the Imperial era, he remained undetected by concealing his Force powers. Taken into hiding after the Galactic Empire rose. By 9 ABY, the Mandalorian bounty hunter Din Djarin was dispatched by the client, an Imperial Dr. Pershing, to capture Grogu alive, though the client would allow Djarin to return Grogu dead for a lower price. The assassin droid IG-11 was also dispatched to terminate Grogu. After working together to storm the encampment, the infant was being held. Djarin and IG-11 found Grogu. IG-11 then attempted to terminate Grogu. What a great character he was, by the way. Djarin shot the droid before he was able to assassinate the child. Shortly after, Djarin took Grogu back to his ship, the Razor Crest. Grogu formed an attachment to Din Djarin, who became a father figure to him. Ahsoka Tano sensed Grogu's bond with the Mandalorian as well as his fear. So would we go as far to say that Grogu is being tempted by the dark side? I would. Even though that's a storyline I don't think they'll ever play out. There's no way that cute little face could be evil. Ahsoka Tano sensed Grogu's bond with the Mandalorian and felt the fear, like we just said. Grogu was initially uncooperative with Tano's attempts to test his connection to the Force. Djarin believed it was due to Grogu's stubbornness. Though Grogu survived by concealing his powers, he occasionally utilized his connection to the Force to obtain what he wanted, whether it was food or a control knob. He was also willing to use the Force to protect his Mandalorian caretaker, even to the point of harnessing the power of the dark side. Grogu's diet was influenced by his taste for a variety of meals, including living creatures. In his time with Djarin, Grogu devoured frogs, unfertilized frog eggs, a spider egg, a creature with tentacles, and cookies. And now it looks like Reese Pieces. Grogu was a male alien who belonged to the same species as Grandmaster Yoda. Already said that. Grogu was a child despite being approximately 50 years old when Din Djarin discovered him, standing at 0.42 meters. That's somewhere in the neighborhood of a foot and a half. Grogu had white hair, brown eyes, green skin. He's able to harness the mystical energies of the Force on account of being Force sensitive. One notable display of power was being telekinetically lifting a giant mudhorn into the air for a brief time to save Din Djarin. However, Grogu was greatly mentally straining while performing this feat, eventually falling unconscious for several hours afterward. Grogu could also use the Force when he became angry, such as when he telekinetically strangled Cara Cynthia Dune because he believed she was harming Djarin while they were arm wrestling. He later revealed the ability to heal serious injuries and even cure poisoning by touching the injured and then using the Force. Though the act, similarly to what happened in the scenario with Mudhorn, greatly strained him, in another notable display of telekinesis, Grogu created a strong barrier protecting his companions by both blocking and redirecting a stream of fire coming from an incinerator trooper. Grogu first appeared in the first episode of the 2019 Disney Plus television show The Mandalorian, which aired November 12th, 2019. And we're winding down here and we're going to get to the leaked footage. The character was inspired by a sketch by executive producer Dave Filoni. The character was developed and designed by members of the art department. Filoni and co-executive producer Jon Favreau intended to film Grogu as a puppet and then as a blank to add CGI. Werner Herzog, who played the client in The Mandalorian, told the pair to leave it, calling them cowards. During the show's production, Grogu was puppeteered by a team of people. Jason Matthews puppeteered the eyes. Trevor Hensley controlled his gross body moves and head. Hiroshi Ikuchi controlled the ears and mouth. Mike Manziel puppeteered a majority of the gross body moves. And Tamara Carlson Woodard worked as a standby operator who also created the costume. It was referred to as the being by the actors during filming. News reports and social media have widely and affectionately referred to Grogu as Baby Yoda, and just the other day, Jon Favreau said that again. According to an article from Vanity Fair, fans were desperate for Baby Yoda merchandise, although Favreau had wished to hold off in case Grogu had been leaked before the release of the first episode. Despite the nickname, Disney has been careful to refer to the character only as the child in merchandising. Jon Favreau told of Disney CEO Bob Iger for using the name Baby Yoda. So, anyways, that's a big rundown of everything concerning the most important character in Star Wars, apparently. Matt Rissman with a $9.99 super chat. Can we talk about anything other than Grogu, please? We can't today. We can't today because Star Wars gave us this message that Grogu has the keys to the kingdom. And I want to know how you guys feel about that. As a fan of Star Wars, I want it to be great. Every time I'm hopeful that it's great. I think The Mandalorian Season 3 will be great. I just want more. And I don't want to see any Mandalorian character used as a crutch to lift it up, to help it move along. And I'm afraid that is what is happening, in my opinion. So that is where I'm at. Now, on to the leaked footage. Here we go. Thank you, Matt Rissman, for sending this to me earlier today. This is a leaked clip. It's very short. It's about 40 seconds. If you do not want to see this leaked clip, hit the exit, come back in 2 minutes. We'll be through it. Here we go. Starting it in 5, 4, 3, 2. Now's your chance. Here we go. Leaked footage from The Mandalorian Season 3 right here.
As I was saying, there's a beautiful parcel available right down here by the flats.
I appreciate the offer, but I have some matters to look after.
Just in case you're wondering, Grief Karga is asking Mando to live right there in the city with him.
Well, I'm confused. I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the same little critter.
Grogu using the Force to spin himself around in a chair.
It's complicated.
There's the lines of dialogue that I'm like, what?
I completed my quest. He returned to me. I removed my helmet, and now I'm an apostate.
Which is all the more reason for you to stay here with us.
So Grief Karga is doubling down, begging him, stay with us. Mando just explained to him the complication. He wants to redeem himself. That's basically what he just said. And Grogu is eyeing the Reese Pieces a la E.T.
Where you're from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry.
So that is the leaked clip. That is definitely going to be in the very first episode as we are headed out to Mandalore. So that is where we are. Rissman with a $4.99 super chat. He's not a bounty hunter anymore, coach. Told you so, told you so. Ha ha. Well, you're right, Matt. You're absolutely right. Cannot argue that. But you know what it's time for, everybody? Oh, it is time. It is now time for call-ins. So if you would like to call in and give us your thoughts about all of this Grogu business, Mando Season 3, The phone lines are open. Give us a ring. Waiting on that first color. This is a targeted leak so that normies know what happened since they didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. You're absolutely right. I agree with that. And so was, obviously, even more than that, the recap video that we just went through. It's what I was saying earlier, and I wasn't trying to be offensive to anybody. It's targeting normies to bring them in because, once again, they know we're going to be there. So, and I don't use that term. Look, I am a normie, casual Star Trek fan, even though I am very excited about watching Picard tomorrow. So the phone lines are open. We've never not had a call before. Is it not working? Nobody wants to call. Everybody's scared to call in and say something about Grogu. Hey, coach, I want to call, but I just Marlied? Marlied? I don't know. I was totally okay with season 1 and 2, just okay. But I think season 3, I'm excited about it possibly being good. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I am. All right, here we go.
Call from
Riston Based Network.
to accept, press 1.
Excuse me, what is your name?
You know who I am.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in. I didn't for a second there. I was wondering if anybody was going to call at all.
I know. I was trying to call. You know, I have so much to say. How much time do we have? How much time am I on the clock? How much time do I have to talk about this whole thing?
Give me your take. Let it unleash the beast. Let it out.
Oh my gracious. So everything about the article with Filoni, Favreau talking about Paper Moon, talking about Grogu. You know, we have to get him back. You know, this was always our plan. I hate it. There's nothing I hate more than Book of Boba Fett. And then this whole Grogu, everything is Grogu. And as much as I love that little clip, you know, he's so cute. He's spinning himself around. I'm laughing at it. And I'm hating myself for loving it. Because what you were saying earlier, it's not that Grogu is for normies or for casual fans or anything like that, but he is the entrance to the franchise for so many folks. And is it deep enough? You know, does it have to be deeper than that? But our entrance to the franchise is the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
How do we compare people entering the franchise with Grogu, entering the franchise with Luke and Ben Kenobi and Darth Vader? I'm going to say it just feels cheap. Oh God, please don't cancel me anymore than I already canceled. But you know what I'm saying? It just feels like less.
So you went to Galaxy's Edge just the other day. How much Grogu did you see?
It's so funny. When I was there, a lot of the folks that I saw had originally trilogy stuff on. They don't sell anything Grogu in Galaxy's Edge. They don't, because it can't be sold there. So what they sell is, you know, a mishmash of a sequels era stuff, and you'll find some Thrawn and some of the rest of it that's coming out soon. But you don't find much Grogu at all in Galaxy's Edge. Now you step out by Star Tours and a place called Tatooine Traders, you'll find, oh my gosh, so much Grogu there. And then you step further, you know, into what I call Main Street Hollywood Studios. And of course there's Grogu, but I saw a lot of Vader stuff actually. Yeah. You know, Vader is back, and they brought back the Vader meet and greet. So I don't know if that's because of Kenobi or what, but now all of a sudden Vader seems to be, you know, in fashion. I don't know, Coach. I don't know what else to say about Grogu except he doesn't excite me. I'm over him. Sorry, Debbie Young. She's like, don't say that, don't say that. But I'm over Grogu.
Yeah, I'm kind of there myself. It doesn't mean that I'm not looking forward to Mando season 3.
100%. I 100% agree with you. I mean, I'm watching it. I'm so excited. I'm not as excited as I am for tomorrow, but I'm so excited for Mando 3 to come back because I think they're going to tell us an interesting story. Whether it's the story I want them to tell, I don't know. But, you know, do I need to see him spinning himself around in a chair with the Force? Do I need to see him feeling a jelly bean? Right? Doesn't that diminish the Force? Am I the only one that thinks that? Am I just that guy? But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the Force, right? Should it be used to spin a chair around? Should it be used to steal cookies and jelly beans?
No.
Is that what it's come to now?
Right. Yeah, I know. I agree. Apparently so. Apparently so.
Yeah. So I'm like, we're gonna watch it. We'll probably love it, but I don't like the leaned into Grogu. It's just not for me.
Well, do you agree with me that this recap video that they came out with was really about bringing in the casual fans and getting them up to speed that Grogu is back with Mando?
The recap video is all about those folks that didn't watch Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
This recap video and this pisses me off even more. If I could be pissed off even more about Book of Boba Fett, that they can recap everything that's happened with Grogu and Mando getting back together in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Right. Insults me even more than I was previously because I'm like, so my investment in this series is now distilled down to 2 minutes and 26 seconds, of which 30 seconds ish was related to what happened in Book of Boba Fett, getting him back. I'm like, how is this okay? And then that same article, he's like, Sparrow's like, well, I don't know how many people watched Book of Boba Fett. I'm like, dude, it was your series. You don't know how many people watched it? Was it not good?
Right.
What happened in this whole chain of events that now we're doing it in 2 minutes? It's not okay with me.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Not.
That's basically along the lines of what I've been trying to convey tonight. When I saw the recap, I wasn't surprised. When I saw the leaked video, I wasn't surprised. Yeah. And there's a 20-page expose releasing in just a few hours. It's going to be full of Grogu.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and that's not. I'm honestly not trying to hate on Grogu. I'm just identifying where we are and what we're getting right now. That's really all I'm trying to do.
I'll happily hate on Grogu for you, though, Coach.
Thank you.
I can fulfill that. I can fulfill that for you. But then again, his quote, from your video earlier, his quote about Favreau's quote about, I don't know. We're not going to have any, Mando characters in a movie anytime soon or whatever. Well, is 2025 soon?
Exactly.
No, it's 2023.
If anything is relative, it's time.
Yeah. To me, soon is, next week. It's soon. Yeah. Right? When you say, okay, it's not going to happen anytime soon, I'm like, well, 2025 is not soon.
That's just that expert misdirection speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, brother, thank you for calling in. That's a good call, good take, and let's get some other people too.
Thank you for having me. I'll talk to you all later.
See you, bro.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are back open. That was Matt Rissman. Appreciate that call, Matt. That was a good one. So here we go. If somebody disagrees, you are welcome to call in. Come give me a pounding about Grogu. Tell me I'm all wrong. What the heck's wrong with me? Anybody is welcome. Your opinion is welcome. Here we go.
Call from
Jacob.
Hey, Jacob, you're live on the air with Coach. What is up, my friend?
Not much. I just saw that you're online and you didn't have any callers. I'm not crazy about the Grogu and Ray story or movie. I think it's kind of sad what they're doing. It seems like they don't have a plan at all. Even the Mando and that other side, it's like little nuggets and bits and pieces here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when Solo movie came out, when they did the movie was okay, but they did a deep fake with Harrison Ford. Somebody did it on YouTube. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Why can't Disney do that?
I know.
I mean, we've seen it.
They can. They just haven't. You know, I think
Yeah.
that's coming in the Indiana Jones movie.
But we've seen it with Luke, but it wasn't really that good.
Exactly.
Why can't they kind of do that with Harrison or Han, Luke, and Leia? It just seems like they don't. I don't know if they don't want to, or I think they know it's broken and they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. I have said it on here many times, Jacob, that I don't think that the fandom as a whole will get, especially original trilogy fans, will get the sense of healing that we need from the sequels until we actually get to see Han, Luke, and Leia together on screen again. I can't believe we had 3 movies set after Return of the Jedi, and not one single time did we get all 3 of those main stars back together. You know, it makes it to where it's laughable Star Wars. Just that fact alone. So I am with you. I am all for deep faking those guys and having Billy Lord come in. And the thing is they better hurry up, because Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill are not getting younger. So,
No.
and I would really rather see them do that while those 2 gentlemen are still alive, rather than wait till they're all 3 passed and then do it. Like, come on, let's go.
I was excited when Disney bought it. I don't know where it is, but I came up with like 50 different ideas for movies. And when they did Disney Plus, I came up with another 20 or 30 movies. And I did like outlines for them. And it's like all the stuff is there. It's like you guys talked about it and some other people talked. All the stuff is already written for them. The ideas are there. They just don't want to do it or anything. They could have done a Palpatine trilogy, Plagueis. They could have done a trilogy of Vader after he gets the suit. You know, they could have connected. They could have done a bunch of stories connecting Episode 3 to Episode 4. You know, and they could have done that for 10 years and never ran out of ideas, and they didn't do it.
Exactly. You're exactly
They could have
right.
done they could have done a Disney Plus thing on the Hutts, you know, in the galaxy, what they're doing. It's like with the Clone Wars, even with Mando, they're kind of putting pieces like little like Easter eggs. You hide the Easter eggs, the candy here and there and everywhere. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they need somebody in charge of Star Wars that knows what's going on, knows what Star Wars is. Not really like a fan, but knows what the stories are and the history, the lore, and all the stuff, and brings in people that has that knowledge.
Yeah.
And because we see people on like all these TV movies, they come in and say, "Oh, I'm a big fan of Star Wars," and they don't know what's going on. They don't know what Star Wars is. "Oh, I'm a big fan of Marvel," or something like Iron Man, and they don't know what it is. Or they just trash what they're doing, and we don't need people like that in these franchises. That's what's ruining it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Great call, Jacob. I appreciate you sharing those thoughts, man. That's awesome.
Thank you again.
Hope you call back another time, buddy. See you later.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Great call there by Jacob. Sharing good thoughts there. And I agree with a lot of what he said. So the phone lines are back open again. 256-542-1560. What is your take on Grogu? What is your take? If you disagree, agree, got a new thought, favorite or worst scene, what are you looking forward to? What are you not looking forward to? A Grogu story? Give us a ring and let us know. Here we go.
Call from
Mama Bear.
Well, hello there, Mama Bear.
Well, after taking some honey and sucking on a lemon, I don't sound quite as bad as Nick.
I agree.
So, I'm not sure I understand what everybody is upset about. Maybe it's just being dense or being ill. I don't know.
Are you asking me? Are you asking me right now?
Yeah.
I think there's a whole lot of answer to that. I think that some people are really disappointed to see Star Wars using the character of Grogu as a crutch to lift it up, to carry it.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe some people, and this is kind of where I'm at. I wish that I felt more confident that Star Wars would be in a really good place without Grogu. I like Grogu just fine. He's perfectly fine. There, whatever. But oh my gosh, they are over reliant on him, and it basically took me back to the beginning of Mando when I was like, I don't know what I'm watching here. This show was titled The Mandalorian, but the entire 2.5 minute recap that we just watched was not The Mandalorian. It was the story of Grogu. And it might have showed Mando 52 times to Grogu's 39, like Matt Deween said. But the dialogue and everything going on outside of the helmet was Grogu driven. And to me, that's just slightly annoying.
So, when you were watching the show in season 2, did you feel like it wasn't The Mandalorian?
I think that feeling for me has come and gone over time. And I'll tell you, like, I know a lot of people at the end of chapter 16, the Luke thing happened, and then after Luke, there's that separation between Grogu and Din Djarin.
Right.
I think you felt this way. That moment, the separation of Grogu and Din Djarin really touched people and touched their heart or broke their heart, or it was a very moving scene for a lot of people. A lot of Star Wars fans, and I didn't realize it until later, a lot of Star Wars fans, that was more of a compelling moment than anything about Luke showing up. I think that those fans are in the minority there, but but I could be wrong. That's just my guess. But I was the fan that I was so blown away by what just happened with Luke coming back and saving and being heroic that the separation between Din Djarin and Grogu, I felt nothing. And I'm just telling you how I felt as a viewer when those two characters split and Grogu left with Luke. I felt good. And honestly, it was mission accomplished, because this whole story leading up to, I've got to return him to his people. I've got to return him to his kind. And then they hoodwinked us with that. They had us all thinking Grogu's going to Luke, or Grogu's going to a Jedi. Din Djarin is out going all over the galaxy looking for someone to give Grogu to. And it literally happened for 2.5 minutes. And so now I guess right here on the cusp of Mando season 3, I'm coming to grips with all of that, I guess. And today's the day more than any, because they gave us a 2.5-minute Grogu recap. And Din Djarin, I call John Favreau Din Djarin, y'all. John Favreau comes out with an entire article for Empire talking about the decision to bring them back together and called it the central relationship in Star Wars. And I just wish it was more than that. But
here's my take on that. And this is, again, the fault of Disney, not the fault of Jon Favreau, not the fault of Star Wars, and not the fault of the character of Grogu and Din Djarin. If they had not waited for the 2 years to put that story, to get the storyline going, I don't think this would be happening.
Yeah.
Because you have that 2 years, that whole gap. So now, if they would have, you put your story of the Book of Boba Fett in there, you do whatever, maybe a year gap, and in between there, you fill it in with Grogu being trained by Luke. You fill that in with the Ahsoka show, because they had all that down pat. They had all that going on, and I'm sorry for my voice.
It's okay.
They had all that going on in the background. They knew the Ahsoka show was being filmed. You do it a little bit faster than they were working. I don't know what the heck all that business was. You get your stuff together, and you entwine those stories in Boba Fett and Ahsoka. You can put Andor on anytime because it had nothing to do with this part. Then you bring in the next season. You have all that business taken care of by Grogu being trained. Then Grogu makes his choice to come or go. You give him a whole year. He's in there. He's training, and then he makes his choice. Or there's that little bit where Luke sees he's not ready to go back, and him and Luke make that decision over a year, not over an episode. And I think it's a different feeling. But you have 2 years where all this other stuff goes on. All these other promises are being made by people who don't care what we think. And I truly think it's that 2 years. A year makes a difference. You can put so much more in these other shows because you've already got Ahsoka in there in one episode, and then you bring her in an episode of Boba Fett in a way that it's disjointed as well, because we didn't get to see Luke first, and that all is messed up. And I think they just didn't think it out that way. And I'm not blaming. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming that on John or Dave. I think they were put in that position by people who don't care at that time, and there was nothing that really John or Dave could do about it. I believe that background stuff that John was put in a position where he near did quit. And I think they said, look, they talked him down. We'll let you do more. It's coming. And he had to wait for this process. And I just think that was the situation he was put in, and he did the best with what he could. And now we're at this point.
Yeah.
And I think to take it out on a character and kind of, I know you're not blaming him in a way, but in my thoughts is now they're doing the best they can. I've always thought that Grogu was going to be the Mandalorian Jedi because he fits into that storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's eventually where it's going to go. It's not going to be this year. It might be at the end of season 4, or if Mando goes into a season 5, which I don't think that's what they had planned. But who knows now? We're still kind of left up with what's going to happen after it. It all depends on what happens with Indiana Jones, and that's another whole story. But what I'm saying is, the whole, it lies in the lap of Kathleen Kennedy. I'll say that if it's my last breath. I hope not. I want to see all this work out.
You know what I think is going to happen is, this is just my wild guess here, but Grogu is going to be with Mando until Mando dies. And
Yeah, I
when
agree.
and when Mando dies, it's going to be that Luke Obi-Wan moment where after Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru are dead, then Luke makes the decision, okay, I'm ready to go to Alderaan and become a Jedi like my father.
Luke already gave that away. He told Grogu, "You will outlive many masters."
Yeah.
And I think that kind of maybe scared him, and he wanted to have his time with Mando.
Yeah.
And while he's still young, and I heard the thing about making a farce of the Force, kind of is what you were talking about. He's a kid. Give him a break. Let him have a little bit of fun.
Mm.
I'm sorry. Because
Well, I didn't say that. Matt Riskman said that.
I know he did, but you have to think now. There's only one Jedi Master. There is Ahsoka, but there's no other younglings. There's no one else.
Yeah.
And Mando can't teach him the Force, so he's got to go with what he knows.
Sure.
So might get that chance again. We'll see.
All right, Debbie. Well, look, I hope you
Anyway.
feel better.
What did I say? What are you telling me I said? What I heard my name. I heard my name, and I had to come and
She can't hear you. She can't hear you, Matt.
Oh, thank goodness.
No, I
Thank
can't hear him.
goodness.
Telling my left.
Matt's saying that he's sorry and that he takes it all
no.
back.
I've been around a long time. I've heard lots of things I don't like, but that's okay. I know in his heart he still cares.
He sure does. Debbie,
I love
thanks
you
for
guys.
calling. We love you. See
Uh-huh.
you later. All right. Bye-bye.
Call from
Debbie.
You were live on the air with Coach. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Coach, it's Debbie Mulder.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey,
You're not calling to
first
beat
of
me
all,
up,
I
are
want
you?
to apologize for the earlier messages that went back and forth. I just want to say real quickly that I didn't specify that what I was seeing was on my YouTube Android app, which looks completely different than what comes on the computer.
I understand. And I'm always on the PC.
Okay. So just so you know, in the future, whatever caption and picture you put on in future videos, the description never shows up.
Got you. Well,
okay. Anyway,
hey, Debbie, no apology necessary, my dear.
Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. So here's the thing. I have a little bit of a different take on this.
Right,
I understand that the toy division and Kathleen Kennedy needed to get Grogu back in there because of toy sales. But what Jon Favreau could have done is brought Luke Skywalker back. I mean, why don't we have a Mando season 3 where it's like you get 3 episodes of Mando doing his stuff, and then the 4th episode is Luke and Grogu doing their Jedi training, and then you do 3 more of Mando, and then you get 1 of Luke and Grogu. You still could have had Grogu. As far as toys are concerned, they still could have sold, season 1 and season 2 toys of Grogu and Mando together, but now you could have toys of Luke and Grogu together. What the hell?
Debbie, I think we just all would have been too happy with that. And what you're talking about is 2 different storylines.
Right.
Working in conjunction with each other, very similar to what they do in the Bad Batch. And
exactly.
I would be perfectly 100% good with that if they had done that. I agree.
Okay, I'm glad. And the story that Favreau gave about, Paper Moon, that was just a bunch of crap. I think he was kind of forced in the corner. Jon Favreau can't come out with a business reason why it was done. He has to give a creative reason.
Exactly.
And, you can tell sometimes, like when he's talking about Kathleen Kennedy, he has to on stage. You can tell he has to do it. It's just everybody's got to kiss her butt until she's gone. So I'm willing to give Favreau a break on all the stuff that he had to say today in those articles. And I'm just going to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I love it. I agree.
Thank you.
I love it. Great call, Debbie. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later, girl.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Coach, you're so funny. You're shaking your head. Yes, I'm shaking my head. No. But no more Favreau apologists. Right? And again, Just take the next.
I mean, I understand where they're coming from.
Caller. Just take the next caller. Just take the next caller.
Call from.
This is Maria Spino.
Oh no, no, no.
I'm in trouble. I feel like I'm in trouble.
Oh, you are so in trouble now. It's like,
what is this?
oh,
What is this? Ladies' night at EVN? Like,
it's ladies' night, and you're feeling right.
I love it, Maria, my dear. What is up?
So what if? Let me give you a what if scenario.
Do it.
What if, when we sat down to write season 2 for The Mandalorian, we knew that Grogu was going to be given to a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew from the very beginning that that was the plan. And what if I told you that Jedi was going to be Ahsoka and not Luke? Would that change how you feel right now? If that had been Ahsoka?
Yeah, I think so. I probably would think the same thing, just not to the extreme.
Right. So
because
your
it was Luke,
Luke.
it took me to a 10. If it had been Ahsoka, I'd have been a 5. You know what I mean?
Right. So what if I said that was the original plan, and then they decided to bring in Luke because the fandom was wanting a little bit of, our the Luke that we know, right? And so they changed it kind of towards the end, right? But this was always the plan. The plan was Grogu was going to go with a Jedi and then reject the Jedi doctrines because he had formed such an attachment to his adoptive father.
Mm-hmm.
So
that does make sense. You make a compelling argument with that. I agree. They absolutely did not have plans to bring Luke in season 1.
No, they did not.
They did not know that was going to happen. Yeah.
And I want to address something. Jon Favreau is the writer of this show. There is no story group that's writing anything in regards to any of the shows. The story group is really called the continuity department, and all they handle is, are we keeping in line with, this particular race being a certain way, or, that kind of stuff, and making sure all the shows are kind of somewhat aligned, 80-20 rule, right? But yeah, the story group does not write anything for this show.
Absolutely.
That's all Jon Favreau. And Jon Favreau wrote.
Coach, ask her if Jon Favreau wrote Book of Boba Fett.
Maria, Matt is wanting me to ask you a question. Hang on one second. Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
Ask her if Jon Favreau did or did not write Book of Boba Fett, or was it the story group?
Okay. All right. Oh boy. Matt is picking a fight with you, Maria. Okay.
Does he need me to come and smack him around a little bit?
I'm telling you, girl. All right. Matt wanted me to ask you, do you see, did in your mind, did Jon Favreau write the Book of Boba Fett, or was that the story group?
There is no story group involvement in the writing of TV shows. It's a continuity department.
And the reason Matt is asking that is because so many fans give Favreau a pass on the Book of Boba Fett, and they say, well, that's the story group.
No one should be giving Favreau a pass on the
There you
Book
go.
of Boba
Well,
Fett.
then Matt is tickled with that comment. I guarantee you.
I'm sure he is.
He just feels like he won. He feels
He's
like
not
he
off the
won.
hook. Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
Tell
Maria.
Matt I love him, and I will beat him up a little bit later. I know he'll enjoy it.
He hears you. Maria, we love
All
you,
right.
girl. Thank you for calling.
Take care. Bye.
All right, bye. It's ladies' night, and I
You're
feel all right.
Oh, that was good. She's so good. She's good. We love Maria. Maria has her. She has her takes, and she knows.
What a night.
She knows her stuff. Oh, what a night.
All right, so give us a call. Oh, here we go. Got a bite.
Call from.
Mentally.
Well, the streak has ended because now it's a sausage party.
I'm not a woman.
Exactly.
I'm a man.
I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm way beyond 40, boy.
I hear you, bro. Well, give us your take, my man. 52 to 39.
All right.
Thank you for Let me know that. That was good.
Check the scoreboard out.
That's
well,
right.
I would say, I'm halfway kidding with that. I mean, I think I'm kind of with Debbie a little bit on this as far as Dave and John have painted themselves into a very successful merchandising corner with Grogu. It was a hit, and I have to separate my fandom from a lot of the, you call earlier, the normies. A lot of the people who are not well versed in Star Wars or as passionate maybe as we are knowledgeable, but they love the show. They love Baby Yoda, Grogu, and I think John. This is not a full pass for Jon Favreau with how he spun it, but he's kind of painted himself into a corner, and I think this was something that was non-negotiable. Maybe we've heard rumors that he was ready to walk away if he didn't have certain level of control, but I think this is one of those things where Disney is a corporation. They're going to squeeze every penny they can out of a character, whether we like it or not. And I'm sad to say, I think that's just the way it's going to be with any IP from now on, especially with Star Wars with beloved characters. And, from a certain point of view, you can always look at it from a certain point of view. His polishing of that turd, if you will, makes certain sense. I think Luke gave Grogu a choice. I think Luke learned that, there's more than the old Jedi way of it's our way or no way. You can't have attachments. I think he gave Grogu a choice, and I can see it working out that Mando was just missing Grogu as much as Grogu was him. I think they had a bond. So
I got you.
I'm like you, Coach. I don't like it that they're squeezing this Grogu, cash cow for everything they can. It kind of robs away from the greater universe. But man, it is what it is. Let's just hope they nail season 3 because we're gonna need a win.
Absolutely, that's well said. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
They need to
Picard
nail
season
this
3 is gonna rock.
Say that again.
I said Picard season 3 is gonna rock.
Oh, I hope so.
It'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
I think so. I think so too.
I'm a listening on that.
Yeah, I'll be watching it tomorrow. So Richmond will be watching it in 2.5 hours.
I think I might stay up and watch it, Coach. I think I might stay up and watch it here. I think.
Yeah, he's going to stay up and watch it tonight. So
yeah, dude.
Well, Matt, we appreciate the call, my friend. Give us a call back again. We'll holler at you.
And so, Coach, I think Matt Tuine was kind of echoing things I said and what you were trying to say earlier. It's
Call from
Matt, the nicest YouTuber. I want to choke.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Who is it? Wait, what?
You're live on the air, and just choke Richmond, not Coach.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking to Alex. How are you doing?
I'm good. So, Alex,
I'm calling to be sorry.
You're calling to be a what?
A little bit of a Debbie Downer on y'all guys.
Well, go ahead.
But also kind of be positive for you.
Oh, okay.
You got to think of the Baby Grogu thing as a marketing point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get Generation Z. They don't. Us baby boomers and us Generation X. We love Luke. We love Han. We love Leia. We love Obi-Wan Kenobi. We love Anakin Skywalker. But these little shit turds run around. Excuse my language. Forgive me.
That's okay.
You got to get them, and that's Baby Grogu.
I agree.
And their Luke Skywalker, whether we like it or not, is a Mandalorian and Grogu together, just like we had Luke and R2 together.
Yep.
If you had separated R2 from Luke in the original trilogy, it upsets you, just like it would them.
Mm-hmm.
So that said, I do not like Grogu. I want to make it clear when I say this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from a business point of view.
I agree with you. It's an easy decision for Disney, for Lucasfilm to do.
Yes.
Grogu is a cash register. He's the win button for Star Wars right now. I guess what I'm saying is I just want Star Wars to be more than that.
I agree with that. I agree. But look, Disney owns Star Wars. And just like Marvel, it is what it is now. It is basically a group of people trying to make money off an IP that they don't fully love or embrace because they didn't create it. They're just using it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I will say on a positive note, just for the rumor stuff y'all started talking about, it's not a coincidence that these people asked Fabio this question after y'all leaked your information last week. Okay? So on a positive note, where you can spin it is like, what's a few years, 2025? They have control of what these people ask, right? So Fabio wanted to get it out there that that's what he wanted out to do with that rumor. Now, that doesn't mean your rumor's not true. It just means it may not be a movie. It may be a part of the Ahsoka series.
Exactly.
Which is what Cameron Pasha, I think that's how you say his name, is said.
Yes.
Forgive me if I say that wrong. I don't
No,
mean
you're
in
good.
disrespect.
You said it correctly. It's
So-
Kamran Pasha. But
Kamran Pasha.
Yeah.
He's a very smart fella.
he is.
Anyway, the only reason I was saying that is, look, on a positive note, just something for you to feel good, is that he has control of those questions. So that means we may be seeing a light on this as far as them trying to fix the sequel trilogy. Now, I don't mean they won't screw it all up again.
Right.
But there may
Hey,
be
as far as the leaks go, Alex, I going way into the future with an older Rey. As bad as it pains me to say that, but Grogu has grown up as a Jedi. I feel way better about that than I did the sequels. Give us a brand new
That's
storyline.
fair.
Whatever.
That's fair. Yeah,
Yep.
I have trouble because I think the money personally with me would be the Old Republic. That's just a cash cow waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But you're right. But like I said, I'm leaning positive. I think this means that y'all's rumor and Cameron's rumor from last week is true. And Fabio's trying to hint positive things. And no, he's not the best writer the world has ever seen. Matt's right. It's fair to hate John for Book of Boba Fett. That was garbage. But I do think there is a little bit room to be hope, even if this is a battle to cry about for us fans.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
Well, anyway, thank y'all again for letting us call in. Appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed
Alex,
night.
great call, man. Thank you. I hope you call back again sometime soon.
Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to shut the lines down at this point and wind this thing down. Wristman, I'm glad you popped in here with us. Isn't it nice, these little mid-week streams? And I wasn't trying to be ugly when I started the show, when I was trying to lay everything out. But I think some people were misinterpreting what I was trying to say. What was I not? Was I not clear? Like, or did I push some Grogu buttons for some people?
I think you did push some Grogu buttons, and then I see Maria in the chat, saying this was always Grogu's show. I don't agree with that because there's been several of whether it's been the guy who played the client, or whether it's been Giancarlo, or whether it's been some of the rest of them.
Werner
They
Herzog.
kind of Werner Herzog. Thank you. They kind of convinced Favreau, according to if you believe what's happening, in the interviews, they're like, Grogu is your show, and every one of those interviews, Favreau's like, really? You think so?
Right.
Really? Is this the one? Is this how it works? And they're like, no, 100%. This is how it works. And so I don't know what they were trying to do at the beginning. I know where we're at, and I know how it all happened, but I do not believe for a second that The Mandalorian was the Grogu show. But now it clearly is. And so we have to decide as a fandom, how do we feel about that? Is it okay?
The good thing is that this storyline has the potential to be so different than anything. That's one thing that I do think is a positive, because the storyline up until this point has all been about the Grogu show. Not anymore. Now the focus is on Mando. And that's something that that I am feeling good about. Now I am frozen on the screen. It is definitely time to wrap this up. So
You did freeze.
yeah.
You did freeze. I was like, what happened?
Guys, we love y'all. Y'all are the best. We're gonna go ahead and call it now. Literally,
wait.
my computer is locking up right
Wait,
now.
wait. I can probably highlight this. We had Showroom Savers just did a.
Hey, I'll tell you what. You take us home. My computer is literally.
Yeah, I see it. So thank you. All right, I'm gonna do Showroom Savers, 1999. Coach, I think they messed up putting 2 Mando episodes in Book of Boba Fett. If season 3 was 10 episodes with the first 5 alternating between Luke, Grogu, and Mando going to Mandalore, if Grogu chose to come back to Mando, it would work. And so, Showroom Sabers, thank you for the super chat. I totally okay. Coach, he's like this. I totally he's that way too. I totally hear you, and I think for me also, it's about the immediacy of how they chose to do it. You know, there could have been some more time. There could have been some more time with Grogu not being back with Mando. And for me and for some other folks, they kind of rush it a little bit. And so totally get you. And I'm with you. Appreciate the super chat. I'll play you a video, and then I'm gonna close us out. Coach is frozen. I'm gonna play us out. I'm gonna play one super chat video for you. And then I'll come back for a second. Thank you all for being here, and then we'll close it out. So here we go. All right. I just love still seeing Coach. He's like, oh, I'm frozen. What happened? But thanks again, everyone, for being here. Always great to be with you. Great community. We'll see you again on Saturday night. And as we always say, as we all say, we are Echo Base Network. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Peace and love all. Take care.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
No, 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 no.